And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Tuesday, February 8th. I am Josh Engleman. We have a 10-game NBA slate to break down, much bigger than yesterday's 5-gamer. So let's start it off. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Got close, not close enough last night. 53rd in the big FanDuel contest. Also got to 155 and 327. So 3-1 percenters. Can't be mad about that. I just can't. 3-1 percenters works for me. 53rd works. You'd like it to be higher. 371.3. Need a little bit more out of my boy Dinwiddie. Had the lineup with Mitchell Robinson 60, Donovan Mitchell 60, Miles Bridges 51 rather. Spencer Dinwiddie, the low scorer of the entire lineup. What a shame. The guy that I had the most of. Ugh. He had 12 in the first quarter, fantasy points, that is. And then I don't know if he did anything in the second quarter. I don't know how that's possible. They got back in it, too, which was even worse. And he was on the floor. Not fun. Not fun. But you live and you learn. We're on to the next one. Good morning to everybody that I see in here. Lots of coffee cups. I see some pancakes now. That's a new one. Makes some sense. It's good to see everybody. I think we need to just dive in here. 10 games is going to take a while. We're probably going to be live all the way up till 8 o'clock. And I got to try to save my voice a little bit. We need to make it all the way to Thursday. So, you guys know what to do. I got my coffee. I hope you guys do as well. Coffee, tea, water, beer, hot dogs, pancakes, whatever you have this morning. Join us. Cheers. Rise and grind. That's the biggie. We're here to win some money. Theodore wants to know how much Hayward I had. Not a lot. I had 15%, and he was 31% on FanDuel. Thanks, Al. I assume that's Al and not AI. It's so hard to tell. Okay, let's do this. Phoenix at Philly. Phoenix 2-point dogs, 216 total. And since Phoenix played yesterday, we don't have an actual injury report. So Phoenix is just the rotation from yesterday. We can't really make any changes because we don't have any changes to make. We don't know what they're going to do. So we got DeAndre Ayton in for 30 minutes, which at this point feels a little scary high. Can't say that I expect him to not get back to 30 minutes, though, so we'll see. But, yeah, we have to just treat Phoenix like it's the same, in my opinion. So no changes to make here. On to the Philly side, where I hope we don't have any changes and we could move through the first game quite promptly. Q-tag on Thibault, no Shake Milton. I've got Thibault in. So for the most part, I think we could leave this rotation be. Got 38 in for Maxey. Yes. I got 36 in for Tobias Harris. Yes. I have 34 in for Curry. That needs to be 36. 36 for Curry. Danny Green's minutes are back up again. So we'll get him back up to 24. Gotta probably take Thibault down to 28. I don't want to get too much Thibault here. 28 works. And then Embiid at 33. Honestly, you can make a case that it should be 34 in a competitive game. We'll get up to 34. That'll be Philly. So, starting it off, the only 7 o'clock game. And Booker for 8,500 on FanDuel is the best piece here. I'm not entirely sure I like anything else. Paul's price coming down on FanDuel, but matchup against Philly, we're talking about the 27th fastest team in basketball. Not a great spot for the Phoenix Suns. For the Sixers, Joel Embiid pretty clearly standing out as the best overall option, although Tyrese Maxey for 7,400 on DraftKings still works for me. 8,600 for Maxey on FanDuel, a bit too much. Tobias's price is up a little bit. Seth Curry would be the other guy you'd be trying to get to here, but Embiid is the best piece of this game. Embiid and Booker on FanDuel, Maxey on DraftKings. Game 1, down. Indiana, 9.5-point underdogs. 227 total in Atlanta. Indiana's been so weird as of late. I assume it's not better. Yeah, so no Turner still. No Warren, no McConnell. Q tag on Jackson. Q tag on Taylor. Q tag on Malcolm Brogdon. And at this point, I have no idea what they're doing with Brogdon. The good news is trade deadline doesn't affect Malcolm Brogdon. They're not holding him out till Thursday because of the trade deadline because he is unable to be traded. So I think that I have to just assume everybody is in. And I just realized now that I need to move Karis LeVert to Cleveland. So there goes Karis LeVert. Goodbye. And then I already did the other piece of this, right? Yeah, I guess I didn't. So it's just Rubio, right? I guess it doesn't matter. It's not like he's going to play. So we do have to fill those minutes now. All right, I'm putting Brogdon in for 28 minutes. I don't really know what else to do there. I'm going to give Dwayne Washington those 20. All right, so LeVert didn't play the last time. We got 25 minutes out of Kiefer Sykes, 30 minutes out of Dwayne Washington. I need to look at that rotation. Yeah, Mitchell Robinson did look good. At about 10%, so I was happy there. So we got Craig, Sabonis, Duarte, Holiday, and Sykes. But in this case, I'm expecting Sykes to not start and for that to be Brogdon. So, and I'm guessing Isaiah Jackson he probably doesn't even matter. So I'm going to go 34 minutes to Sabonis, 14 to Goga. We got Torrey Craig in for 28. O'Shea Brissett played 17 the last time. I think 20 seems fine. They're not going to get rid of Karis LeVert, and he's not going to lose minutes. 30 for Justin Holiday seems reasonable. Jeremy Lamb got the DNP, so I'm going to take him out of there. Need to give Duarte minutes. He seems to be into like 29, maybe 30. Honestly, he's played 30 in 3 of the last 4. There's 30 for Duarte. The real question for me is, what do I do with Dwayne Washington, and then who's the last guy in the rotation? Is it Taylor? Is it Lamb? Does it end up being Isaiah Jackson? I don't have a good feel for Dwayne Washington's minutes. Because if I would expect the closing lineup to be like Brogdon, Duarte, Holiday, Craig, Sabonis. So I'm going to take Washington up to just 23. And then I don't think Taylor's going to be the guy. I don't think Isaiah Jackson's going to be the guy. But I guess Isaiah Jackson was playing at least a little now. Is it just going to be Sykes? Is Sykes going to just be the backup and Dwayne Washington moves to the 2 and Duarte bumps up? I think that's possible. I'm going to go 18 to Sykes. I'm going to move Dwayne Washington's minutes. And we're going to do that. Now I need to pull LeVert's rates for Indiana because, and this is honestly going to create a very tiny sample. This might not even be viable just because I don't know how much we have now with Brogdon and no LeVert. So let's go to Indiana. We'll say Karis LeVert off. And we'll say that Sabonis and Brogdon both played. We'll just see how big that sample is to start. I don't think it's going to be all that big. Although LeVert missed a chunk of time to start the season. Now, if I take Turner off, that's really going to complicate matters. Same for McConnell. If I take Turner off, because that sort of just inherently moves Sabonis to the 5. Yeah, it immediately nerfs the minutes. Although Brogdon played 178 minutes in this scenario. I think I'm going to be okay with that sample, and we're just going to have to go with it. So let's grab those rates. I don't love it, but it'll point us in the right direction, I think. Because LeVert being off is obviously important. But also knowing that Turner's not out there changes Sabonis. And those are the two biggest pieces. It's not going to make it all that different for someone like, I don't know, Justin Holiday or Torrey Craig. So the guys that have played the minutes should have enough to at least point me in the direction I want to go. Yeah, unquestionably Brogdon would be on a minutes restriction. Bump his usage rate up. Sabonis, I'm sure, doesn't change at all. Yeah, I'm not even going to touch it. I'm certainly not going to bring it down, that's for sure. Duarte does see the boost, though. How does Sabonis' rebounding rate go down? That is wild. I actually don't really have anything else I want to change here. I don't think we're going to be playing all that much of Indiana. All right, let's go to Atlanta then. Hopefully Atlanta is a little bit more normal than I have the feeling they're going to be. Atlanta, Collins probable, Gallo questionable, Lou Will doubtful. Okay. Well, that should be easy enough then. We don't really have to make any changes. We just have to move Lou Will's minutes around. We'll take DeLon Wright up to 18 and just throw an extra 6 minutes to... Actually, most of it's just going to go to Herter, I guess. I'll just go 2 spillover minutes to TLC. I got Trey in for 34. Now, he has played significantly more as of late, so I'm going to go to 35 instead. But, yeah, I think Herter for 30 is okay. Collins for 30 is okay. Hunter for 30 is okay. I got Bogdan in for 30. I think that's going to be fine. The Capella-Okongwu duo is interesting, but I think we're done here with Atlanta, so let's summarize those guys. All right, for the Pacers, there's just really not anything here. Chris Duarte for $5K on FanDuel looks okay. $9,400 Sabonis on DraftKings looks okay. I just don't see priorities from Indiana on this slate. Atlanta, on the other hand, I think Trae Young looks fantastic. $9K on FanDuel, $9,800 on DraftKings. He's someone that I certainly have some interest in. $4,300 Kevin Herter would be the second best option in this game. That's on DraftKings, shooting guard, small forward. Light start so far. Now we get Boston at Brooklyn, and we have no idea if we're getting any of... Well, we know we're not getting Kyrie, and I don't think that we're getting Durant. No idea if we're getting Harden. Boston been playing exceptional as of late. Defense is a well-oiled machine for right now. And as we look at Boston, probably don't have too many changes that we need to make. Schroeder's minutes are down a little bit. Grant Williams' minutes are right where I had them. Josh Richardson, right where I had it. Tatum and Brown have been playing a lot less as of late. It's a little nerve-wracking. they've sort of flattened their rotation out a bit. I'm gonna have to. I just don't know where to give those minutes. We're gonna take him down 1 minute. We're gonna take Jaylen Brown down to 34. We're gonna take Jason Tatum down to 35. Gonna take Dennis Schroeder down to 18. I don't think we're gonna be going to all that much Boston here. Panther, I disagree completely. We talked about this on the strategy show yesterday. I'm pointing it out now. I'm putting it on the screen so everybody can see it too. Of every lineup that has played 200 possessions or more together this season, the Boston Celtics have the third best plus minus with Smart, Brown, Tatum, Horford, Robert Williams. 93rd percentile plus 25. It's been good, man. It's been good. Just putting it out there. It's a good sign. It's a very good sign. How about this one? Look at lineups for the Boston Celtics. See, we don't have to do this today, but this is the stuff that I like to nerd out on. This is going to be the trade deadline show, but for hours. Don't get caught in the trap. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Robert Williams. When Brown, Tatum, and Robert Williams are on the floor, they've played 1,300 possessions plus 19. 90th percentile offense, 99th percentile defense. This team, with this core of Brown, Tatum, and Robert Williams, is sneaky good, and no one's paying attention to it. No one's paying attention to it. They are dominant defensively and really good offensively, even though no one seems to notice. Maybe the bench is a little thin, but everything that they are doing this season with their three young pieces. So I don't know how long Smart's going to be in for this. Brown, Tatum, Time Lord, dominating. Just saying. Just saying. All right, Boston's rates are fine, though. We made our changes. So we'll switch to Brooklyn, where we certainly got to take Kyrie off. I don't know if we're getting James Harden today, but I'm got to project him in. Got to project Harden in. No Irving, no Durant, no Harris, no Aldridge. Nick Claxton's questionable. This entire projection is going to be questionable. We've seen Harden miss the last two, but I got him in for 36 minutes here. Seems about right. So now we need to fill out the rest of this rotation. Blake is back and just sort of playing all the damn time. We'll give him 21 minutes. I cut everything else out here and rebuild from scratch. So we give Blake 21 minutes. That seems, I mean, it just bounces all over the place. They don't need Simmons. That's the thing. Just shooting. Like a really good shoot. Like a Seth Curry on this team would be interesting to me. I don't think you want anybody with the ball in their hands too much, but look, I mean, they're cooking. They're just cooking. All right, Mills, Harden, Cantor. I'm telling you, man. CG, I have no idea. You're asking the wrong guy. I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. All right, Claxton. How many minutes is Claxton going to play? I don't know if they need a distributor. Not like primary. Because ultimately you do want these actions to be in Tatum's, like, it's sort of like they need a Mario Chalmers. Like a back in the day guys, or a back in the day Heat guy, where, they have a point guard, but it's not really a point guard. Yeah, Claxton. I don't know why I would expect Claxton to play 23 minutes. I'm gonna go to 20 on Claxton, 21 on Blake. No, Jordan Clarkson is a terrible fit there, Fidel. That would be awful. Jordan Clarkson's not a very good basketball player. You can't play Simmons alongside Robert Williams. So you could never I don't see that one as viable. All right, Cam Thomas has been playing a bit more as of late. We're gonna give him 28 minutes. James Johnson seems in for like 24. Oh, they need a Chris Paul. Every team needs a Chris Paul. Come on now. You're killing me here. No shit, they need a Chris Paul. All right, where are the rest of these minutes going? I hate Brooklyn. Hate Brooklyn. And in like a real aggressive way. They're a pain in the ass. You know exactly what I mean. Bembry, I don't know, 26 minutes. Kessler Edwards in for, he's back down to like 20 now. I got 17 minutes left over. I don't know where they're going. If Claxton's back, I don't think it's Day'Ron Sharpe. If Harden's back, I don't know who it is. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to the way that they play basketball here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, they are kind of running like a short rotation. I don't expect Marcus Smart to be in that core too much longer. Yeah, but that's the thing. Based on the numbers that I was just looking at, it's been the whole season. You don't play 1,300 possessions at plus 15 without being good the whole time. Just people have been just wrong, I think. Is David Duke going to play? No. I legitimately have no idea who to give these 17 minutes to. I'm missing a person somehow. But I'm like not, I guess. But somehow I have infinite time left over. Like, maybe Day'Ron Sharpe does play and like everybody just gets knocked down a peg, but if Claxton's available, I don't think that happens. I don't this is puzzling to me. It's not Patty Mills. It's not James Harden. Both of their minutes are fine. I can't give Cam Thomas too much more than 28. That's a ceiling. Kessler Edwards hasn't played more than 22 minutes in the past 3 games. I gave him 22. DeAndre Bembry, I have in at 24. He wasn't playing that kind of minutes. Just been the last 2 without Harden. So I think that goes back down. Bruce Brown in for 16. I mean, that's basically what he's been playing. Blake, James Johnson. The last 2 games that Harden played, Bruce Brown played 7 minutes and 10 minutes. I mean, like Javon Carter goes from Javon Carter's last 5 games are 4 minutes, 25 minutes, no minutes, 3 minutes, no minutes. Like, surely I can give Javon Carter minutes, but I don't know. We're going 10 to Javon Carter, 7 to David Duke. I don't think it matters. Unfortunately, we got to pull rates because we have Kyrie in. And if James Harden ends up getting ruled out, like this one just goes full on tits up. So we got to be ready for this one. I probably put way too much time into thinking about this than I should have. Let's take Kyrie off. Take Durant off. And we'll say that James Harden played. Let's grab all these rates. I mean, Harden is going to pop if he plays. This is going to be a tenuous place to track the day, because the way that this is going to change with how good, I assume, with how good James Harden is going to look here, and then what he's going to look like, or what the Nets will look like if he ends up out, is going to be staggering. Because we know what James Harden looks like when the other stars aren't on the floor. And they've just gone on a stretch where Kyrie was playing. So Harden's, I don't know Harden's price right now, but it might be a problem as a pay-up option today. We're about to find out. All right, James Harden with no Kyrie and no Durant. 33.9% usage rate, 14% assist rate, 10% rebounding rate. Yeah, looking pretty good. And then after that, I don't know, we get Patty Mills up to 20% usage. Does very little else. Nobody else really has the ball. I guess if I take Aldridge off, does that bump Harden even more? Because Aldridge has a 27% usage rate when those guys are off. If this bumps Harden past 33, I'm going to have to pull this again. Up to 34 at that point. I am going to grab those numbers, though. I don't know if it'll matter too much for the assist rate and the rebounding rates, and I know it's shrinking the sample a little bit more for a team that I've already said I shouldn't be spending so much time on. This is game 3. We're only a half hour in. This is why this show ends up going too long, because I end up doing work that I don't need to do multiple times, like a dummy. But you know me. Yeah, I'm going to take Harden up to 34 there. Usage rate and rebounding rate are both fine. Patty Mills to 20 seems fine. I don't really think I need to touch anybody else's rates. So that's Boston, Brooklyn. Obviously, keep an eye on it all day. Boston, Robert Williams. I've been saying it a lot lately, and I'm going to say it again today. 7,500 on FanDuel, 7,200 on DraftKings. I think he looks really good. I'd be happy to get to Tatum for 9,200 on FanDuel. 9,900 on DraftKings is a little rich. Brown's fine. On Brooklyn, if Harden is in, unquestioned best play we've seen on this slate, not close. James Harden is the number one play on FanDuel right now. Can't imagine thinking that it's somebody else. 9,500 shooting guard, small forward. He's 11-2 on DraftKings. Still looks really good there. But that FanDuel price for James Harden is straight broken if he is in. Clippers and Memphis. We got the LA Clippers. 7.5 point dogs in Memphis. 228 total. And yeah, I agree with Mofo Worthy. Smash that like button and the sub button. What do we got in here right now? 127 viewers, 48 likes. Not nearly enough. Hit that thumbs up. Helps us out a ton. All right, for the Clips. We did see them play basically everybody their last time out. How bad was that from a matchup? All right, they got railroaded by the Milwaukee Bucks. Powell came off the bench. Brandon Boston was the piece that wasn't in the rotation. They basically played 2 different starting fives. Good to know. All right. Let's think through this Clippers rotation here. 30 minutes for Reggie Jackson. Seems about right. But at the same time, he's not really playing those minutes. So, 28 to Reggie Jackson, 20 to Terrence Mann. I'm going to say 28 to Norm Powell. 24 to Luke Kennard, 26 to Amir Coffey, 22 to Zubats, 16 to Hartenstein. Might be a little high there. Oh, because we got to get Ibaka out there too. Ooh, that's where we start running out of minutes, huh? All right, we'll take Hartenstein down to 12. Marcus Morris in for 28 is fine. Covington, 26 seems okay. Think we're good here, and I'm not so sure that we're going to be prioritizing all that much from the Clippers. So let's look at Memphis. I don't know how you project the Clippers and have any confidence today. For Memphis, we have no Dillon Brooks still, no Aldama or Tilly. So this should be pretty standard. Yeah, I don't think that I'm going to be making too many changes here. 35 for Ja, 32 for Bane, 30 for Jaren, 28 for Adams. Should probably be 29 if we're being honest. 28 for Zaire. That's close enough. Yeah, we're good on Memphis. Don't even have to change rates. So that's another game down pretty quickly. On the Clippers side, I just don't see it. I don't know how you know who's going to play. So that's a skip for me, basically. And on the Memphis side, Ja looks solid. FanDuel and DraftKings, 10-1 each site. Desmond Bane looks solid. 6,400 on FanDuel, 6,900 on DraftKings. And then Jaren Jackson for 6,800 on DK, power forward center. All right, that's another one down. So we're 4 games in now. We're off to Houston and New Orleans, which I assume is going to create some sort of value because it usually does. Houston Rockets, 7-point underdogs in New Orleans, 227 total. We know what we get when a team faces Houston. This is the worst defense, fastest offense. We have no Eric Gordon. It's looking like he is doubtful, and ultimately they kind of want to trade him by Thursday, so we're going to get Eric Gordon out of there for today. We got 32 minutes for Kevin Porter. That works for me. We've got 16 for Josh Christopher. Might actually be a little light. 32 for Jalen Green. That works. 32 for Christian Wood. That works. They are playing him and Şengün alongside each other. Here they got 12 minutes alongside each other. So I'm going to go to 26 on Şengün now. Kenyon Martin still in at 21. A Tate in for 27, but I think we want to go up to maybe 29 there. I assume Garrison Matthews gets a little bit more run with no Eric Gordon, so I'm going to bump him up to 29 as well. I want to get Josh Christopher a little bit of extra time. We'll get him up to 22. That leaves me 17 minutes, and I think we just go straight to Armani Brooks with no Eric Gordon. Houston looking good. I wonder how much the rates change with no Eric Gordon. I guess it's probably a little bit, right? Like enough that I need to look. So we say Eric Gordon off. And then we say Wood, Porter, Jalen Green. And I'm going to say they all started. That should be a decent sample of games. Gordon off, Wood, Porter, Green starting. That is shockingly low amounts of time. Wow. All right. Do we just go with played in game? Oh, never mind. I have the filter set incorrectly. 3 started. I was going to say, how is it 60 minutes? That's impossible. It should be way more. There it is. That makes way more sense now. All right. Let's grab Houston rates with Eric Gordon off. When the, I don't know what we want to call it. I can't say big 3. That would be a bit comical. mid 3. There we go. All right, rates for the Houston Rockets. We start with Kevin Porter Jr., 23.8% usage rate. So basically his normal self, no real changes. We got Jalen Green, 25% usage rate. I think that's important. Oh, God damn it. There we go. All right, Jalen Green, 24.5% usage rate will pop in. Assist rate and rebounding rates don't change. Christian Wood, 20.7% usage rate. Way down in comparison. You would not expect that on the surface. Does get a little bit of a bump here in assist rate, but Christian Wood for a while I liked a lot. Şengün, 21.5% usage rate. Does see the big time assist rate drop and the big time rebounding drop, but we're going to be getting to Şengün today. We're going to be getting to a lot of this game in general, so be prepared for that. Jayshawn Tate's minutes look fine. Garrison Matthews' rates look fine. Josh Christopher's rates look fine now. Kenyon Martin's rate looks fine. All right, so that's Houston. We're definitely going to be talking about them. And I'm sure we're going to be talking about New Orleans. And I have no idea who's available for the Pels. No Zion, clearly. No Willie. Q tag on Temple. So we're going to have to work him back into the rotation. We've gotten 29.5 minutes to Jackson Hayes over the past 4 games. We did get Josh Hart back. I got Jackson Hayes in for 24 minutes. I think that makes some sense if we're going to be getting Temple back. So I'm going to take Gary Clark out of there. I think Graham's minutes are fine. Herb Jones' minutes are fine. Josh Hart's minutes are fine. Ingram's minutes are fine. I can't go to 28 on Hayes once Temple's back. Because we're missing Ingram for the first time they went to Hayes, Hart the second time, and then Temple for both other games. So I think we're basically keeping what I have in here right now, at which point quite a few of these guys are popping. So we start on the Houston end. For Houston, it's more of a DraftKings thing. Kevin Porter looks exceptional at 5,600. He looks okay on FanDuel at 6,700. I think Jalen Green and Jayshawn Tate are both viable. And then Şengün, 5K on FanDuel, 4,500 on DraftKings. To me, a really interesting value play. Could potentially be overowned. On the Pelican side, Joval is 7,200 on FanDuel. You definitely want to be there pretty aggressively. Brandon Ingram, 7,800 on FanDuel. That's $1,400 cheaper than it is on DraftKings. Looks great. Happy to get him at 9,200. That's how good that $7,800 price tag looks. I think Josh Hart looks solid across both sites. I think Herb Jones on DraftKings at 5,100 looks nice. Devontae Graham for 5,200 on DraftKings looks nice. We're going to be getting to a lot of Pels. Yeah, they've been starting Hayes. I just think he's less likely to close. You know, Graham, Jones, Hart, Ingram, Joval seems like the most likely closing spot here. On to another garbage team. The Detroit Pistons, 11.5 point underdogs in Dallas, 214 total. Ooh, this one's ugly. Cade is questionable. No Josh Jackson. That's really all that matters. I've got Cade in right now. Has not played in the past 3 with that hip soreness. I think it's hip. But I'm going to go ahead and let all of this continue. We're going to bump up Isaiah Stewart to 29 minutes and drop down Lyles to 17. I think Jeremy Grant might have a dumb price today. But the rest of this, I think, is sort of where we want it to be. I don't really see any other changes. So Detroit's set already from previous rates. because I still have Cade in. I don't know why I just switched to Houston. Let's go to Dallas. For Dallas, don't know who's back or not back. Still no. Oh, so no Maxey, no Porzingis, Sterling Brown questionable. That's going to get a little interesting. So with no Maxey these past 2 games, we have gotten 30-plus minutes out of Dwight Powell. I'm going to 32. We're going to give Marquise Chris the backup center run. I think Dorian Finney-Smith is just sort of set for 36 minutes. And honestly, I probably should be giving him more. But we'll work at 36 for right now. I'm comfortable with Luka in for 36. I'm comfortable with Jalen Brunson in for 34. They've got a really narrow rotation right now. Reggie Bullock in for 32 can very easily be 34. I don't even feel bad about going to 36 there, actually. 34 is going to be fine, though. Ken, I don't think Hayes is the play. I don't know why it would be either. Josh Green in for 22, and then we just get Sterling Brown in for whatever's left. 16, good. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, maybe not. They went to Trey Burke. I don't think it matters. We'll go to Brown if he plays. Don't think I need to change any rates. Maxey's not going to affect anything here. Dorian Finney-Smith is about to become an aggressive issue today, as is sort of a couple other pieces from Dallas. So on Detroit, we need to play a lot of Jeremy Grant on FanDuel. He's 5,400. And if he hasn't been good, but I'm going to be jamming Jeremy Grant tonight. Cade Cunningham on FanDuel at 6,900 looks solid as well. But here's the real issue. Dallas Mavericks. Luka, 11-2 on FanDuel, 12-2 on DraftKings. I think he looks incredible here. 1.7 fantasy points per minute is where I have him for today. But I think Dorian Finney-Smith for 4,200 on FanDuel is an amazing value option just because of the minutes. 5K on DraftKings. Jalen Brunson at 5,800 on FanDuel, very appealing to me. 6,900 on DraftKings, a little less so. And then Dwight Powell, if he's getting 30-plus minutes, 4,600 has the power forward ability on FanDuel. So lots to like here for for Dallas. We're moving on to Denver now. But before we do that, go to awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. Get yourself 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum, along with a deposit bonus when you sign up and play. Follow all of the instructions there on the link. You can see it at the top of the screen. We have a free player props tool on the website that can help you out for it. And now we've got 160 viewers, 68 likes. We're slacking a little bit, folks. Hit that thumbs up. It helps out a ton. It really does. Like to see those likes climb. We're going to New York. Well, technically we're going to Denver, but we're looking at the New York Knicks. Knicks are underdogs in Denver. 7-point underdogs, in fact. We'll look at the Knicks to start. And we don't really have any information on the Knicks, considering this is a back-to-back. But it looks like we're getting Kemba off the rest, and then we have no idea what else is going to happen. We had no Grimes yesterday either. So we need to get Kemba back in. Cam Reddish played 15 minutes yesterday. Good for him. We need to give Kemba basically 20 minutes. How do we do that most efficiently? That actually might be it right there. Just 18 to quickly. Center minutes are all going to be the same. Yeah, I think that's all fine. I don't even really think I need to update anything. It's not like we're going to be liking the Knicks today. So I'm going to call it on New York. Take Burks out of there. Yeah, I think that's just going to be fine. RJ Barrett will probably be the only piece that stands out. Then we go to Denver. Another pay up option here in our boy Jokic. We've got Q tag on Austin Rivers. Otherwise, everybody else available, which should mean that we're not doing anything here. Whoop. Let's fix that. Fix that. 31 minutes for Monty Morris. Yes. 34 minutes for Will Barton. Yes. 32 minutes for Aaron Gordon. Yes. Okay. We're locked and loaded already for Denver, too. We're moving pretty good now. We're catching like 3 games to go. We're already at 7-17, so that's pretty good. Let's look at it now. For the Knicks, look, with Kemba back in, it's RJ Barrett at 6,800 on FanDuel, 7K on DraftKings, and it's not another Nick. 8,800 on DraftKings works for Julius Randle. It just feels so unappealing right now. And this is not a fast matchup. We've got Denver placed 22nd in pace. The Knicks are 28th. It's just not good. As we look at the Nuggets, obviously I like Nikola Jokic, 11-5 on FanDuel, 12-6 on DraftKings, but he's going to be behind Harden and behind Luka for sure for me today. And now we go to Milwaukee, where we're going to have to talk about Giannis going up against the Lakers team that stinks and probably not liking the Lakers. I am going to have to grab Lakers rates, though. I know that because I have not projected them since LeBron has been back. For Milwaukee, Grayson Allen is probable. No George Hill, no Brook Lopez. So this is the same rotation that we've been getting from Milwaukee. So wait, did I look at that wrong? Is Grayson Allen in? Yeah, Grayson Allen's in. Yeah, I don't really see a change that I want to make here. This all looks about right. 33 might be a little high on minutes on Middleton and Giannis. I mean, they average about 32 a game. So if I'm going 34, I should probably be giving Drew Holiday the same amount of minutes as the other two guys. There we go. Milwaukee's in the books. No changes for Milwaukee's rotation. Lakers are going to change completely because I don't have LeBron in. So I'm going to cut this entire rotation out. Let's find out who's in and out. LeBron probable. Anthony Davis probable. No Melo, no none. Q tag on Dwight Howard. Got it. So we'll start with AD, 36 minutes. Boom. We'll start with LeBron then, 36 minutes. Boom. Russ, we'll go to 34. Malik Monk, back for 4 games. We're going to go to 33. Trevor Ariza with no Melo played 34 minutes this last time out. I don't know if that's their goal. They had no problem using DeAndre Jordan this last time out. I don't think that's going to be a long-term thing. So I'm going to say that Stanley Johnson gets 24. I'm actually going to give Trevor Ariza 28. That just makes sense to me. THT gets 20. Plus another 2. And then it's Avery Bradley and Reeves splitting the final 27. I think that's what we get. Now, we got to fix the rates, and that's what's going to tank this team. What are the rates in games where LeBron, AD, and Russ all start? LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis all starting. And let's just say we'll take Dwight Howard off and DeAndre Jordan off. Just so we get the cross-section of AD at the 5. Do we have enough minutes here? We do. That is going to be enough. Ooh, I should take Melo off. I don't think it matters. Who am I kidding? It shouldn't matter. That is going to be enough sample for me in this spot. Because we want to know what it's like when AD is primarily playing the 5. Because that's going to change the shape of this team. They're going to be more efficient by default. I assume I don't like anything in this game for the Lakers. When they're at full strength, if I like anybody, it's usually Anthony Davis because he's least affected by this. And it's not the biggest sample in the world, but it's enough for these 3 guys. So when they start and there's not another center on the floor, we get Anthony Davis, 26% usage rate, a minimal assist rate, a little bit of a bump in rebounding. LeBron is at 29% usage, a little bit of a hit to his assist rate, a little bit of a hit to his rebounding rate. Russ, 24.3% usage. That's nuts. Assist rate goes down considerably. Rebounding rate goes down big time. And then everybody else just sort of playing for table scraps, I guess. I don't totally see who else I should be changing here. I think everything else just holds. So that's the Lakers, which means we're done another game for Milwaukee. Jeremy, good morning. Giannis looks pretty good. 11-3 on FanDuel. 11-8 on DK seems fine. I think he's still behind Harden and Luka, but all these pay-up options are scary. Holiday and Middleton are okay. Bobby Portis is your second best option in this game, particularly on FanDuel. 6,200 power forward center eligibility. On the Lakers side, the best option in this game, as I expected to me, is Anthony Davis. 10-8 on FanDuel, 10-4 on DraftKings. Just center on DK, so that's not ideal. On FanDuel, though, that looks great. But I prefer AD to anything in this game. LeBron would be second, 10-5 on FanDuel, 10-5 on DraftKings. I like the positionality on DK. Russ is okay for 8,100 on FanDuel. Malik Monk is okay on DraftKings. Ariza is okay on DraftKings. Ben Snapping, what up? 2 games to go. Orlando and Portland up next. Portland, obviously, a mildly shorthanded team right now. Orlando, just a shitty one. So let's talk about the Orlando Magic and what they've got going on. Fultz, Isaac, Hampton. Okay, so normal Orlando Magic. Helpful, at least. Cole Anthony in for 32 minutes. I'm going to make that 33 just because I like it a lot more when I get too much Cole Anthony. We got Suggs in for 33. I got to make that 32. Gary Harris I have in for 30 minutes. I need to make that a little bit less. So that's 28. We've got Terrence Ross in for 20. I think that's fine. I've got Wendell Carter in for 30. I could conceivably make that 31, and I'm going to. Robin Lopez shouldn't be in the rotation. Mo Bamba. A couple extra minutes this last time out. I got him at 18. I'm going to take him up to 21. Mo Wagner in at 14. Franz Wagner in at 33. I'm going to make that 32. Chuma Okeke I got in for 23. I'm going to make that 24. And then I'm just going to throw those final 5 minutes at like Iggy Brasdeikis. No, Izzy. Dame did not get traded. Rates stay the same for Orlando. So we go to Portland. Now, Portland is a team that I legitimately don't know how to project. So, no Nance, no Bledsoe, no Keon Johnson. Obviously, no Dame, no Zeller. Watford available. So what did we end up seeing for Portland with that first game with no Powell, no Covington? Okay, so they got annihilated, right? Real bad, if I remember correctly. Where is that game? Yeah. Milwaukee beat them by 30. So they started Ellaby, Nurkic, Simons, Snell, McCollum. I'm going to assume they do that again. Ellaby was probably going to play a decent chunk of time here. Oh, yeah, Winslow was available and did play off the bench. That's good to know, I guess. So we got Simons in for his 35. We got McCollum in for his 36. I'm going to take everybody else off. There is no Nance. So we got Nurkic in for 31. So backup center is going to be who? Who the hell is the backup center for this team right now? All right, Nurkic came off. Ellaby checked in. Then when he wasn't there, Snell, McCollum, Watford, McLemore, Smith. How big is Trendon Watford? So Tex, it's Tuesday, so we do Yahoo on Tuesdays. Trendon Watford is how tall? 6'8". Okay, so Trendon Watford is essentially the backup center now. Or mildly Justice Winslow. All right, good to know. I'm going to say that Watford gets those 17 minutes. Justice Winslow played 20. I'm going to assume he can do that again. DSJ can have the backup point guard run. And what, like 5 more minutes? We'll take it to 18. McLemore, I'm going to go in for 22. Snell. Ooh, Tony Snell's a problem. Let's go 26 to Snell. That's 35 minutes left over for CJ Ellaby and Greg Brown. Ellaby got 24 minutes these past 2 games. So there's 24. We give Greg Brown 11. And then I don't think I have to change any rates. I think I already did this. Yeah, that looks like it'll be fine. Does McCollum really not get an even... No, that can't be right. There's no way I grabbed that for Norm Powell off for McCollum, and it's that low. He has to have a bump. So if I say Dame off, Norm Powell off, games where CJ McCollum and Yusuf Nurkic started, what do we get? If this sample is more than like 200 minutes, I got to grab it. Oh, looks like it's going to be significantly more than that. Yeah. I should take Nas Little off too, shouldn't I? It's going to ruin the sample. Little, 17% usage, so maybe not. But I do got to grab these rates. So this is going to be the rates for Portland. Dame Lillard, Norm Powell off, McCollum and Nurkic starting. And that brings Simons along for the ride too, which is fine. But McCollum is the key piece for me here. And we have 1 game to go after this. Alrighty. Portland rates. We start with CJ. 29.5% usage rate. No change to assist rate or rebounding rate. Anthony Simons, 24% usage rate. Assist rate goes up. Rebounding rate actually goes up just a hair. After that, we want to go to Nurk. 24.5% usage rate. No real changes elsewhere. And then I don't think we're changing anything else. I think we're just going to let everybody else fall into place. Actually, McLemore, a little bit of increased usage. We will bump him up and force it. So that's Portland. We already did Orlando. On the Orlando side, I mean, if you've heard this before, Cole Anthony, 6,900 on FanDuel, 7K on DraftKings. I think Wendell Carter looks all right for 6,800 on DK. One more sip of coffee here. And then on Portland, it's 3 and nothing else. CJ, Simons, Nurkic, Simons is the guy I want the most, 6,500 and 7K. CJ, not too far behind on FanDuel at 7,500. And then I think Nurkic, 7,700 on FanDuel, 8,500 on DK. I've got Nurk projected for 17.5 points and 14 boards. It's a really good spot here. Is there a reason why Harkless is not showing up in the Kings projections today? I don't even know what you mean. I haven't even covered the Kings yet, so I don't know. Maybe because he's not going to play? That would be my guess. Minnesota Timberwolves. Final game of the night before we start running crunches. Q tag on Beverly, Russell, Prince, Reed, Okogie. That's great. Nothing goes wrong in those cases. So we did see Beverly get up to 29 minutes, which means we need to give him 29 minutes. He's going to cut into Jalen Noel. I'm going to take everybody else's minutes out of here for right now. Steve Edwards in there, obviously. So they're now playing Jordan McLaughlin again. Slightly more than Noel. We're going to give Jordan McLaughlin... Ooh. Why, though? Why would Jordan McLaughlin not get playing time? Russell is back. So let's get Russell's minutes in first. He played 30, so no reason to suspect 32 is outside the realm. So there's 13. We know Jared Vanderbilt is going to play 26 minutes. That is just what he does. Naz Reid, I'm going to leave as the straight backup. That is basically where they've been for at least 3 straight games. So that allows me to go Jaden McDaniels, apologies, for 22 minutes. We know that we need to give Malik Beasley some sort of stupid amount of run. So there's 19 minutes. So that leaves me 30 minutes for some combination of Jalen Noel, Taurean Prince, Jordan McLaughlin, and I'm going to assume that Taurean Prince is not going to be a part of this rotation once everybody's back. But I don't know for sure. And I don't think it matters. So I'm going 5 and 10 and then 15 there. And I think I have to grab new rates because I didn't have Russell in for the last time. So we're not quite to where we want to be. Chris, no, I don't watch the Olympics. Not interesting to me. All right, let's grab Minnesota rates. We're going to say in games that D'Angelo Russell, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards all started. What does this team do when the big three are starting? All right, table, come on. Go ahead and load. There we go. I mean, this team has played a ton of minutes when they all start, so we know what we're getting here. So that's the scoring rates. That's the assist rate. And the rebounding rate. Kaboom. Got it. Alrighty. So we'll start. Edwards, 27% usage rate. Other rates are basically the same. Karl Anthony Towns, 27% usage rate. Assist rate comes down. Rebounding rate comes down. D'Angelo Russell, 26% usage rate. Assist rate stays the same. Rebounding rate stays the same. I'm guessing everything else just falls into place. I'm going to stick on Naz Reid's usage as well. Beverly, Vanderbilt, McDaniels, all looks fine. So that's Minnesota. We close it out with Sacramento. For the Sacramento Kings, Q tag on De'Aaron Fox, Q tag on Marvin Bagley. in the last game for Sacramento, we still haven't seen Fox. Fox has been out for 8 games now. Bagley's been out for 4. But we have to assume that these guys are playing. So I'm going to take this entire... Well, I have Fox in. I don't have Bagley in. So I'm going to leave the Fox minutes. I'm going to leave the Halliburton minutes. We're going to take Harkless out. We'll leave Davion Mitchell. We'll leave Buddy Hield. I'm going to take out Metu, Jones, Barnes. We'll leave the 27 minutes for Holmes. Actually, we're going to drop that to 26. Damian Jones in for 18 feels about right. For some reason, Alex Len played in the last one. I assume that was just like a blowout run of some sort. And then, assuming Bagley would be back playing 22 minutes, Metu backing him up, playing like 16. We get Harrison Barnes in for 34. That leaves me 15 minutes, which is probably Harkless. Oh, I don't have Metu's minutes incorrectly. That should be... There we go. That makes more sense. 14 and 20. There. So 5 minutes for Mo Harkless. So that's why, I guess. Rates, I think just stay. Because I had Fox in. So these are just correct. So that's it. We done. Yeah, Steven, funky things are going to happen for sure. Minnesota 3-point favorites here as we look at them. Anthony Edwards is the clear best play here. 7,400 on FanDuel, shooting guard, small forward. That's the guy you want to get to. Russell and Beverly look all right. Towns is a real tough sell. On the Sacramento side, I like Rashawn Holmes a little bit. I like Buddy Hield a little bit. Might have him over projected a tad. Let's just run some crunches and figure it out. First one up, FanDuel Optimals. And just to double check, we have 188 viewers, 104 likes. You guys are the best. If you haven't hit it, please do so, but I appreciate what you guys have done thus far. All right, optimal lineups on FanDuel. Here we go. We've got Luka, the 340.7. Luka, Jalen Brunson, James Harden, Jalen Green, Brandon Ingram, Dorian Finney-Smith, Şengün, Powell, Joval. Didn't expect the 4 Mavs to make the optimal. 2 Rockets, 2 Pels, and 1 James Harden. But double pay-ups. Although Harden being 9,500 makes it a lot easier. Tough matchup for him, though, against Boston. Either way, still going there. I like it. I don't see anything that looked too crazy. Let's check out the power rankings on FanDuel now. Yeah, paying up today on FanDuel is just so easy. Harden, Tatum, Doncic, Edwards, Joval. I mean, like, that's... We're getting legitimate names at the top here. All righty. Tick, 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 tick. Looking like James Harden is pretty clearly the #1 play on FanDuel. I don't think that that's all that surprising given his price. We don't know if he's going to be in. Ooh, Dorian Finney-Smith is running them down. Is he going to catch him? Is he going to catch him? No, he's not going to catch him. James Harden, #1. Dorian Finney-Smith, 2. Luka Doncic, 3. And then we step down. This is everybody 15 to 20%. That would be Simons, Joval, Portis, Trae Young, Edwards, Jeremy Grant, Cole Anthony, Jalen Brunson, and Cade Cunningham. So that's your FanDuel optimals and FanDuel power rankings. We now switch to DraftKings. This is going to look a little bit different. Pricing was all over the place. Optimal lineup on DK. .287.3, so by a point and a half. Trae Young, Buddy Hield, Dorian Finney-Smith, Şengün, Holmes, KPJ, Justice Winslow at the flat 3K, and then Luka Doncic. So you're getting the Trae-Luka combo pay up here, and that shows up in all three of the top lineups. So it's looking like Trae Young is going to be popping pretty good on DK, just off the surface. We'll see. Might just be a positional thing. Not sure yet. Starting to get a little bit of stabilization at the top. Anthony Simons, Dorian Finney-Smith, Devontae Graham showing up a little bit higher than I was expecting. Starting to fall a little bit now. Kevin Huerter popping up out of nowhere. Didn't expect that. 4,300 though. Extra minutes if Lou Will's not playing. DK looks hard. Look how flat that is, guys. That is, we have nobody ahead of nobody over 20%. Remember, a 10-game slate, but I mean, we only have like 10 guys or 15 guys over 10%. That is really difficult. Really, really difficult. All right, coming up on the end here. This is how little value there is. Kevin Huerter is the number one guy right now at 4,300. I don't hate it. I mean, at 4,300, his 5x plus 10 is 31. He did that twice in the last 4 games. He did it a bunch of times down here, too, at a bigger price tag. So I think that all looks reasonable. Kevin Huerter, Kevin Porter Jr., Buddy Hield. That's everybody over 15%. I don't want to go all the way down to 10 because it's the next 10 guys. So I'll just give you the top 5 here. Huerter, Porter, Hield, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Anthony Simons. Man, DraftKings looks... I don't want any part of DraftKings tonight. It looks like a true crapshoot. We now switch to Yahoo. Final crunches before we get out of here. Yahoo Optimal. Another reminder, trade deadline show Thursday afternoon. No later than 1:30 all the way to 3:30, or potentially a little bit earlier, breaking it all down. 291.5 is the optimal here on Yahoo to start the day. Trae Young, Buddy Hield, Cole Anthony, Dorian Finney-Smith, Wendell Carter Jr., Giannis, Şengün, and Dwight Powell. I like what I'm seeing there. Dueling pay-up option of Trae Young and Giannis. Now we do power rankings on Yahoo. Yeah, DraftKings looking brutal, Sotex. Real brutal. I don't know how you ownership becomes so important. I don't know how you prioritize anybody when everybody looks the same relative to salary. That's like some of the sharpest pricing we've seen. Looking like Luka's going to be the number one play on Yahoo. Might get squeezed a little bit towards the end, but that's about... Oh, yeah, now he's bouncing all over the place between him, Joe Val, and Cole Anthony. Coming up on the end of it. Oh, Luka tumbled a little bit further. All right. Best plays on Yahoo. Also, Yahoo looking exactly like DraftKings. 15% Joe Val in the optimal. You can drop down 20 guys to Anthony Edwards, and you're still only at 11. This is just smushed together. Top 5 on Yahoo: Valanciunas, Cole Anthony, McCollum, Barrett, and Anthony Simons. Guys, we are done here. That is it. No mas. Thank you for being here, everybody. It's been a fun one. We have contenders videos to come out in a little bit. I've got to record the breakfast menu with Ben for whatever the golf tournament is this week. Strategy show with Adam will be coming up probably at 9:45. At least that's what my guess is. I guess I should look that up. But either way, we got an hour to do strategy show. That's it for me after that. Probably not playing the slate. FanDuel didn't go to 100K up top, which is kind of annoying, but what are you going to do? So Thank you guys for joining me. Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. Guys, this is the process.